Hello, everyone. Welcome to our third session of our second series of virtual CTDW. Today, we're going to be talking about social media, and Lindsey Davenport, Davila,
You're in for a real big surprise.
our USTA Georgia brand manager, is going to
not
lead us through
not
the session,
ex-professional tennis player.
which is a good thing because obviously I am crazy today. So, Lindsey, over to you.
Thanks, Michael. I feel like Lindsey Davenport now with the headset and everything. Oh boy. Well, hello everybody. Thank you all for being here. We're going to be talking about everything social media today. As you guys know, social media is very broad. I could probably talk about this and present on this for about 8 hours because there's so many different aspects of social media. So with this presentation, I really tried to dial it down a little bit, have it a little bit more relatable as it pertains to you guys, and hopefully you can utilize this within your CTA, some of these ideas and tips and tricks. So whether you're antisocial or a social butterfly, hopefully you guys can all benefit from this presentation. So like Michael said, my name is Lindsey Davila. I am the brand manager for USTA Georgia. So I oversee all of our marketing and our social media all across the state. And I have not always been in this position. I have been with USTA Georgia. It'll be 12 years this October. So I started out in the adult league side, and then a little over a year ago transitioned over into the marketing side, and have been loving it and having fun ever since. So I don't know if I know a lot of you guys that are on the call. I didn't see everybody that joined on. So if I do know you, great to see you again, or hopefully you can see me. And if I don't know you, I hope to meet you and see you sometime soon in person. So if you don't know me, this is me right here. And this is my family. This is my husband and my 2 girls. So they're crazy. And then also, if you guys do have questions, you can just write those in the chat. Michael is going to be monitoring all the questions, and then he'll just let me know if anything pops up. So feel free to stop whenever you have something that comes up. If you're in my marketing presentation a few weeks ago, I did mention that I like to start off my presentations usually with a quote, something to kind of get us started. And I have 3 quotes that I wanted to share with you guys. This first one: we don't have a choice on whether we do social media. The question is how well we do it. So everyone knows social media is everywhere. It's everywhere we see it. So most of us are already on social media. The question is, how well are we going to utilize it and use it within our community? This next quote: marketing, and I can't even see, sorry. Marketing is no longer about the stuff that you make, but about the stories you tell. And I love this one because all of us, USTA, USTA Georgia, the CTAs, everyone is in the business of selling tennis and growing the sport. Everyone knows from the outside that's what we do. But it's also about those stories, behind the scenes stories that sometimes people can relate to. And I have a story about this and I'm going to tell later if I have enough time. So I love that one. And then it's not just about consuming content, but sharing it, passing it on, and adding to it. So as you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or any social media platform, it's not about just, oh, you see a great post and you keep going, but sharing that. If you like it, you share it with somebody, you share it with a friend, passing it on or adding to it. That's your engagement. So you're commenting, you're liking. And the more that you do that, the more recognition and the more that people will engage with you. It's all about engagement. And another big word, it's all about that. Oh, sorry. All about the analytics and the algorithm. I know you guys probably heard that algorithm. The more you like and share, the more that algorithm benefits you. So here is our agenda for this presentation. So at first, we're going to talk about a little description of our social media platforms. There's a lot of platforms that you can use. So this just kind of tells you what they are and what they do. And then we'll talk about social media plan. There's a social media plan that I developed, and hopefully this can benefit you guys as well. Then we'll hit on our top 10 list, what you should be focusing on. If there's anything that you take away from this presentation, I would say focus on the top 10 list. I've tried to condense 10 things that you guys should definitely take away and utilize in your social media. So if anything, definitely pay attention to that. And then we'll talk about our social media campaigns from USTA Georgia, what we've done in the past and what we're doing now. And then we'll do a quick recap at the end. So it's time for a breakdown. So this is our social media channels explained. And you might have seen this. I love this description of the social media platforms. I feel it's very easy and it's all about the donuts. So Facebook, we'll start with this one over here. Facebook is like, everyone knows what Facebook is. I call this is like the motherland. This was one of the originals. A lot of people are on it. I would say actually all of our CTAs use Facebook and about half of them use Instagram. So this is probably the most popular one. And Facebook, you can basically do it all. So underneath Facebook, I like donuts. So you're telling people you like donuts. You're telling people you like tennis. You're doing that through pictures, video. You can share links. This is the one that's basically a do-it-all. And then we come down to Twitter. I'm eating a tasty hashtag donut. Twitter is all about the hashtag. So it's short posts, 140 characters. It connects users and allows them to share thoughts and through the use of hashtags. You've probably seen the hashtags. That's a great way to utilize those. YouTube. I'm watching donut videos. YouTube, as you guys know, it's all about the videos. It's usually videos that are 2 minutes or longer. And we tend to do a lot of those when we do interviews. We use a lot of our videos to our YouTube channel. LinkedIn, we do not use this, and probably none of you guys do too. My skills include donut eating. So this is more the professional, the business background. Instagram, which is probably my favorite. I love Instagram. Here's a photo of my donut. It is very photo heavy. Picture heavy, also videos. You can do a lot of Instagram reels, and we're going to talk about that as we go on. Snapchat, a short video with my donut. Snapchat is just those quick send and receive self-destructing photos and videos. So you only see them for a short amount of time and then they're gone. Reddit, we discuss our love for donuts. So this is basically just a forum to share news or content. And then TikTok, which is it's pretty new, I guess, probably like over the past like 5 or 6 years, but it's definitely picking up a lot more steam. You probably guys have seen TikTok. It's geared towards our younger generation, but it's getting closer and more of the older generation is coming into play. And this is all about dancing and singing with my donut. So it's silly videos, have songs associated with them. And so for USTA Georgia, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And the ones that I probably utilize the most are Facebook and Instagram. YouTube is right behind that, and then Twitter comes in fourth, actually. So Facebook and Instagram are the ones that I really love to use. Now, when you see all those social media channels, do not think that you need to be everywhere on all of these. I try and tell our CTAs and our communities that if you can do 1 or 2 social medias, or if you can be on 1 or 2 of those channels, that is great. As long as you can keep up with it, be consistent, post beneficial content, that's awesome. If you only have time and can only focus on 1 social media channel, that's great too. You don't want to try and be on all of them because you're just going to spread yourself thin and you're not going to have that useful content to send out to your players. So really try and pay attention to that. This is just a deeper dive into each one of the platforms. So it talks about the age groups, the kind of content that you send out through each one. So I'm not gonna go through each and every one of these, but I'll just touch on a couple. So Facebook, I thought this was interesting. The age group that they have, 25 to 34. I feel like that 25, it might be a little young. I do our analytics, our insights. So basically that is looking to see the age of the people that are your followers, if they're male or female, their location, how often they are engaging with you. And believe it or not, so we have percentages all across the board, all of the ages that we have on our Facebook and Instagram. But for Facebook, our highest percentage is probably ages 40 to 54, and it is female. So if you get a chance, I highly recommend going on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever social media and looking up your insights or your analytics and seeing who are the people that are following you, because at the end of the day, you know, you want to bring in a broad, the different people. You want to bring in that younger age group, the older age group, but you also want to cater to the ones that are already there. So you want to pay attention to that. YouTube, that 18 to 35, Instagram, this is that younger generation, definitely millennials. And this is, you know, you can do through your Instagram polls, questions, or Instagram stories, I'm sorry. You do questions or polls, and we'll talk about doing the questions later on. Here's that Twitter right here, that 25 to 39, 49, educated and wealthy. And then you come down here, TikTok, here's that younger generation. I will say, I have had a few people ask me, are you guys on TikTok? I'm like, well, I did register USTA Georgia under a TikTok account, so nobody would take USTA Georgia, not that anybody would. But even though I would love to do nothing but make videos all day as part of my job, I just couldn't, I can't give all that time to just this social media platform. So maybe sometime in the future, because it definitely is fun. But no, so pay attention to that. If you can't do that one, I wouldn't recommend. If you can't like give all your time to it, don't do it. And then Snapchat is that definitely younger generation. That's silly. I don't think a lot of us use that anyway. So I know that's kind of a lot. So you guys can go back and take a peek at that. I didn't dive too much into it. So that brings us to our social media plan. When I first started this position, one of my goals was to have more of a presence on social media. So from the very beginning, I wanted to have a plan. I didn't want to just post whenever I felt like it, or, you know, see something, think, oh, that sounds great, let me just post it today, or, you know, oh, you got something coming up, I'll post it next week. I wanted to have a specific reason why I'm posting it and when I'm posting it. So I came up with this social media plan. And I'm going to provide Michael the shell of this. So feel free. Hopefully you guys can use this in your community or in your CTA, and you guys can go in and edit it however you want. Or if this is way too much and you don't have time for this, I totally understand, but I wanted to give you this resource just in case. So this first page is kind of like our mission statement for social media, if you will. And I'm just going to read it really fast. USTA Georgia's overall objective as it relates to social media is to use the various platforms available to share our unique story with the general public. As an organization, we do so much more than host state championships, tournaments, and administer ratings. Our goal is to bring to light the many aspects of our organization that others may not be aware of, in the hopes of leaving them more informed about our overall mission to grow the game. Ultimately, we want to share those personal stories that everyone can relate to. So basically what that means is I didn't want to just share, you know, oh, you know, your ratings are out, year-end ratings are out, or we have the state championship coming up, or sign up for this tournament, even though that is a big part of what we do and that's a big part of what you guys do. But there is so much more to our organization, and there's so much more to your CTAs that you can shed light on. Like I said, those personal stories. Maybe you guys give back in a certain way, or maybe you do some type of fundraiser, or maybe you have some type of foundation that you work with. And I feel like those are more of the stories that our players need to see, because we are just much more than just providing tennis, where there's a lot more to us that meets the eye. So then we come to our second page. I'm not going to go through all these, but this is the voice of USTA Georgia. You might have heard, oh, if you have a social media you want, or an organization, you might want to have, what type of voice do you want to portray, or how do you want to come across on social media? And so if you were, for instance, for example, if you were the American Cancer Society, if you were running their social media, you probably wouldn't want to come across as playful or lighthearted. You might be, you know, more inspiring, or you might be informing. So you really want to pay attention, obviously, to your audience and what you want to get across. So we obviously are friendly, playful. We wanted to engage and educate. We wanted to be personal, honest, lighthearted, and also fun, simple, and informative. So I feel like this right here is a perfect snapshot of what USTA Georgia is. And then we move on. This is our second page, our 2022 marketing goals. If you were in my marketing presentation a couple weeks ago, I discussed that at the end of every year, I sit down with our adult department and then I sit down with our junior department separately. We all come in together in a room. We put up giant Post-it notes on the wall and we say, okay, what marketing goals do we have for next year? What do you want to focus on? And everyone throws out ideas. Doesn't matter how silly, if it's free, if it costs $1,000, we put everything down on the Post-it notes. Then we go through and we pick out which ones that we really want to focus on for the next year. So I've included, these are all of our ones for 2022. Now that I'm looking at them, it's a little overwhelming because I feel like we've only hit about a third of these, but still early. But the reason I put these in our social media plan is that because these are a big part of our social media, because that's going to be how we market a lot of these examples. For example, like our players aging up, we want to do the birthday balls or a birthday smoothie or, you know, junior team tennis. We definitely market qualifying events. So your marketing goals obviously go hand in hand with your social media plan. And then we come to our last page, and these are the content pillars. And if you're not familiar with content pillars, these are the topics that you want to cover in depth on each of your social media platforms. So it can be 3 pillars, 4, it could be 7. It just depends on what you think is the most important. So I picked events, community, people, diversity, and inclusion. So events. We have a number of events that take place. We have state championships, obviously our CTDW, workshops, coaches trainings. So this is something that I really wanted to highlight on our social media. Community, and that is all of you guys, our CTAs, our Parks and Rec. We wanted to get that promotion out about you and you know, praise you guys and give you a little bit of the limelight as well on our social media. And then people, we want to highlight our volunteers, staff, league players, coaches. We definitely would not be who we are without them. So that's a big part of our social media, and diversity and inclusion. That is definitely a big part of USTA. And we just always want to portray that no matter your age, gender, background, whatever, that this sport, tennis, especially USTA and USTA Georgia, we are open for everyone. So that's a big part of our social media plan as well. So hopefully this wasn't too much, and I hope that you guys can use this part in your day-to-day or within your CTA. And like I said, I will have the shell of this. I'll send it to Michael, and he'll have it on our website, and then you guys can just put in whatever you want, your goals, your pillars. And then this last bit, I forgot about this. So again, I'm all about organization, and I want a plan, and I want to know what I'm doing. This is our social media calendar. This is just the month of May that I took a snapshot of, and I'm sorry, this is a little blurry. But as you can see down here at the bottom, I have it all labeled out by months. So for May, I have it color coded. So for green, that's everything that I posted on Facebook. And then the purple is everything that was posted on Instagram. Some of these posts I pre-published or I planned out or scheduled in advance. And my scheduling tool that I use for social media is I just use the Facebook Creator Studio. And if you already have content or you know what you want to post, I highly recommend using some type of scheduling service where you just put everything on, schedule it for a certain day and a time, and then let it go. And you don't have to worry about it every day. Some of these things I do post day of if I don't have enough content. As you can see, May was definitely big with National Tennis Month. So this just keeps me organized. And if you don't have a social media calendar, I highly recommend, you know, doing something like this as well, because that will help you in the planning process. So now that I don't know if you are cool as a cucumber or a squirrel in traffic right now, but hopefully you're still with me and we're doing good. So now we've come to the top 10 list. And like I said, out of anything, I hope that you guys, if you're so confused, focus on this top 10 list. And do I think that you should use all of these 10? Absolutely, by no means, I don't think you should. But if you could pick 3, 4, or 5 that you could utilize, that would be awesome. So the first one, come up with a plan. We just went over that social media marketing plan. It doesn't have to be as extensive as that. It could just be, okay, you know, I want to talk about this, or figure out your pillars and just kind of focus on what you want to put out onto social media so your players and all your followers can engage with you. Number 2, create diverse content. And I'm going to talk about the content on the next slide. I'm going to give you a few ideas and things that can really help you. Number 3, this is a really big one, and it's probably one of the most important in my eyes, is be consistent. I try and post at least every day. I try and post one post at least every day, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. A lot of you can't do that, and I completely understand. If you could at least try and post every other day, that's great. If you only have time and have the content to post, you know, twice a week, that's great too. Anything like that is great as long as you're consistent. Don't post, you know, Monday and then come back and post 2 weeks later. You want to be consistent because you want your followers to continuously engage with you. And then if you're sporadic and all over the place, you're not really going to get a lot of that engagement. So above anything, be consistent. Number 4, don't just post, participate. So don't just post a comment or don't post a picture or a piece of content out there and just let it go. If you have somebody that's making a comment or saying something, don't forget to go back and, you know, have a conversation with them. That's the great thing about social media, is getting that interaction. And then also participate in other ways. So hopefully you follow us, USTA Georgia, on social media. But if you don't, please follow us and follow your other, you know, CTAs around the state, or CTAs even out of the state, or other sections, and participate with their content, like, comment, engage, because, you know, at the end of the day, that all comes back to the analytics. And also, I keep forgetting this word, I keep checking out, the algorithm. Sorry. All this does is help your algorithm, and it helps you get a little bit more recognition out there in the world. So participate. Number 5, use content creation tools. I spoke about Canva on my marketing presentation a couple weeks ago, and this is a great resource. Like I said, this is my little playground, and I'm on this almost every day. If you need help creating a Facebook post or an Instagram post and you just don't know what to do, go to Canva. It's free. Right there on the main page, you'll even see create a Facebook post or create an Instagram post. They have all different types of designs, backgrounds. All you have to do is fill in your information, and there you go. You have a piece of content ready for you. Number 6, repurpose, repost, and recycle. I'm going to talk about this in a couple slides. Number 7, ask questions. Ask for feedback, opinions, and ideas. I feel like this is kind of a twofer. This is really good. An example is USTA South Carolina. They came out with, I don't know if they came out with a new logo or they're trying to figure out the color of it, but they posted it out there to their followers and their players and said, hey, you know, we're looking for feedback. We want you to vote on which color you think we should use, which I thought that was great. It's engaging. They had a ton of feedback. People were responding back to it. So I highly recommend using that. You know, ask for feedback, opinions, ask about, like for captains, like, hey, we're thinking about, you know, doing captain's gifts. You know, any opinions or ideas? What would you guys really use? Or maybe awards. You know, ask the players, what kind of awards would you really use? Or, you know, what would be a great award? Because they'll respond, trust me. And that's what you want. You want to make them happy. You want to give them something that they'll use. So that's another great one. Number 8, we talked a little bit about this, measure success with analytics. Like I said, I do analytics and the insights on our social media, but sometimes you don't even have to go into the insights. All you have to do is scroll through your page. And if you don't see a lot of people liking or interacting or engaging with your posts, that pretty much tells you right there that it's not interesting. Not saying that whatever you're creating is boring, but they're just not interested in that. Or maybe it wasn't didn't come across the right way. And that's okay. That's what is the great thing about social media, is that you can try again. There are plenty of times, and this seems to always happen when I run a contest, which you would think people would engage because I'm giving something away for free, that, I said, oh, like and comment on this to get a free something. And, I'll get a ton of, likes, but nobody's commenting. So that just tells me, all right, I need to figure out a way to change how I'm wording this, because it's not coming across clear. It might be coming across clear to me, but not to them. So just pay attention to your posts and, how much interaction you're getting. Number 9, be authentic. Don't show perfect. So don't show that you're the perfect CTA and you have perfect players and you have it all together. Do a behind the scenes. Maybe when your LLC is putting together the league schedule or schedules, just do a kind of like a quick little video being like, hey, this is the behind the scenes of what we do at our CTA. Just wanted to show you, and this is the real us. Just be authentic. And number 10, use me. Always use me. If you're confused, overwhelmed, need help with an idea, I am here for it. I might not know all the answers. I do not know everything about social media. I just love playing with it and messing around with it, but I am here to help you guys with anything. And I don't want this to be overwhelming or confusing for you guys.
Hey, Lindsey.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no, you had a question in the chat from Kayla McNair. She wanted to know if you could do a training on the Canva in the future sometime.
Yes, I did mention that in my marketing presentation, and that is a great tip, and I will definitely do that. Yeah, let me figure out when would be a good time to do that, and hopefully we can have maybe Michael send it out or something, but I will definitely get that out there. That's a great idea. I can do that.
Perfect.
I see another one. Okay. Yeah, because Canva, I know it could be overwhelming. It is, but it is so fun. Once you know how to do it and what you're doing, it's a great tool. So here we go. I need content ideas. I hear about this a lot. You might just kind of be running around. You don't know what to post. So my first one is Facebook video or Instagram reel. People love video. They love it. It doesn't matter what it is. They love it. And what they love more than video is video of themselves. I think I said that in my last presentation. They love seeing video of themselves, because you know what's going to happen is that you post a video of Johnny and Doug, he sees it on your Facebook, and oh, he's going to tag Johnny, and Johnny's going to comment, and then all of Johnny's friends are going to see it, and then all of Doug's friends are going to see it. So anytime you can do a Facebook video or an Instagram reel, that is high quality. I highly recommend it. And some ideas for videos. When I say videos, you're probably like, what kind of video? So I'm trying to think. So like when I'm at state championships, I might just go around and I'm just taking random videos of people serving. And then I just put it all together and I post it on there as an Instagram reel, and people love it. Put some music to it and they're like, oh, this is great, because they see themselves. So an idea that you could do is maybe go down, throughout the week to some of your league matches and just do some video of some of your players playing tennis. Or maybe, when they're off the court, ask them a question, ask them something. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Ask them like, hey, if you could play, doubles with anybody at the US Open, who would it be? Or if you could be the coach of any professional player, who would it be? Anything fun and interactive like that. People love it. The next one, congrats and praise. So this is both for your players as well as your volunteers, your board of directors. So congratulations. Maybe you have a team that they won the state championship and they're going to sectionals. Get their team picture, post it on your social media, and just tag them. Congratulations, team Betty Sue, on winning state. Congratulations. Good luck at sectionals. People love that. And then praise. Maybe you want to highlight a board member that's been with you, or a volunteer that's been with you for 5 years. And you just want to say, oh, Wanda has been with us for 5 years. Here's a picture of her. Here's her background. This is why we love her. And that's getting her out there. And that, again, that's praising her, but that's also showing a little bit of the background that your players can see. Like, there's more to the CTA than just the LLC and maybe the president. Like, we have a board, we have so many other volunteers. This third one, you probably have seen a lot of these. Hashtag Motivation Monday, Throwback Thursday, Friday Fun Day, Social Saturday, Selfie Sunday. There's a lot of them. Do I think you should use these every single day? Please don't. Don't do that. That's going to be a little bit too much. But if you want to take one or two, maybe sprinkle them out throughout the month, or if you want to take one, like this Motivation Monday, and now you know every single Monday we have content. We have a post. We're going to post hashtag Motivation Monday. We're going to post some type of motivational quote. And then there you go. You have built-in content right there. So I highly suggest using these. Selfie Sunday. That's another good one. Maybe take a selfie with all your volunteers. Post it on Sunday. Say, okay, it's hashtag Selfie Sunday. Here's your board of directors, or here's your CTA hard at work. And then, encourage your players. Let me see your selfies and have them engage with you. That's another good one. The next one, social media holidays. You guys have probably all seen these. It's National Ice Cream Day. It's National Running Day. It's Hug a Random Stranger Day. There's literally a holiday for almost every single day. Go on Google social media holidays 2022. An entire list will come up month by month. And I do use this. Occasionally I'll go on and be like, okay, what's happening in June? What's happening in July? And I'll just put that in my calendar, my social media calendar, so I know to post something on that day, whatever holiday it is. And that's another fun one. This next one is pretty obvious. Information about your leagues or events. So you want to drive people to your social media and post about your leagues, whether it be league dates, registration dates, deadlines, or your events. So drive them to your Facebook page, or even if you want to do a teaser. So maybe you do mail an email to all the players and say, hey, we have this great event coming up. For more information, check out our Facebook page. So you're telling them about the event, but if they want more information, they need to go to your Facebook or your Instagram, and they'll find it all there. So try and drive people. There's a tricky way, just drive them to your social media. Live stream an event. So maybe again, you're hosting like a weekend tournament or a one-day tournament or some type of fundraising event. Set up, the camera, maybe do a Facebook Live and just set it up there for 5-10 minutes. You don't have to be talking the whole time. Just have it out there, and maybe occasionally, ask people come over, ask how they're doing, maybe do a quick little interview. Again, video, people love it. Contests. I love a good contest, and I'm gonna show you some of our examples in a couple pages, but do contests. And it doesn't have to be, again, anything crazy. Post a picture of, maybe with Wimbledon coming up, post a picture of everyone in your Wimby whites. We'll pick a random winner and you win a towel with our logo on it, or some logo apparel, or something that you have, maybe, like a promo item or anything like that. Post FAQs. I like this one because this is if you have players or captains that are always asking you questions, and sometimes the same questions, put this out there, because 9 times out of 10, there's other people that want to know the same thing. So this is a great one too. And then share other content. So if you see something that USTA Georgia posts, or another one of your another CTA in the state of Georgia, or anywhere that relates to tennis, share it. That's another piece of content. Share it on your page. All right, now we get to the social media fun. So these are some of the social media posts that I have done in the past. And this first one, going back to, the social media holidays, or just holiday in general, International Women's Day. I can't remember when this exactly was, not terrible, but I know it was like a couple months ago. So this one, I think all of these I created on Canva, and I just took a stock photo on Canva. You just, Google, or not Google, you just look up for like tennis player, found this photo, found an inspirational quote by Serena Williams, put it on there, and posted it on our social media for International Women's Day. And we got a lot of traction on this one. A lot of people love this one. So there's an easy one. This comes back to the repurpose, reuse, and recycle. I spoke about this a couple slides ago. So this tweet right here, we tweeted this out. Where's your favorite place to play tennis? And the way that we reuse this and recycled, so I took this tweet that I already posted on Twitter, I slapped it on a background, and then I repurposed this and posted on our Facebook and our Instagram. So you're basically doing like another twofer and just recycling the content. So you can just use it across all the platforms. I like that one. This was a really great one, Hispanic Heritage Month. You know, right now, obviously, in the month of June, we are in Pride Month, Black History Month. So if you have players in your communities that you want to highlight throughout those months, please do so, because this is another praise and congratulations. And for Hispanic Heritage Month, I actually happen to know this girl, and I just did a quick, again, on Canva, I did a quick bio about her, you know, where she's from, when she started playing tennis, and just a little bit of background. So that's another great way. This one over here, this is another one of my favorite ones. I keep saying that, these are all my favorite. This was one of our Instagram reels, and this was actually a video. I know it's not moving, but this was a video, and I think it was like 10 seconds. And I went out to my neighborhood tennis courts, and it happened to be snowing, and I just put a tennis ball out there and just filmed a video. Nothing was going on, it was just snowing. And then I said, okay, well, what can I do with this? And how do I keep improving my tennis when the weather is bad? And then I had 5 other little snippets that came out. And again, it's informative and people love watching those videos. So Instagram Reels, I'll probably have to do a tutorial on that too, because I love Instagram Reels, do those. April Fool's Day. Hopefully you guys saw this one. This was just some more fun. And then tournament fun. So if you, anything to do with the slams or any tournament, we wanted to do Wimbledon bingo. This was on Instagram. We just put it out there. Just another fun thing. Nothing really informative, just for fun. And here's an example of our contests and giveaways. So I just found this picture of Novak and just said, hey, caption this photo for a chance to win this US Open Tervis tumbler. So I was descriptive. I let everyone know what I was giving away, because that's a big thing. I forgot to tell you guys about with contests is don't just say, hey, you know, post this or do this in order to win a prize. Players and followers, they want to know exactly what they're getting, So make sure you're putting that out there. So I included a picture, and this was another fun contest. So we're to the end. We have some takeaways. So our first one, which social media platforms work best for you? Like I said, that does not mean just because they're out there does not mean you need to be on every single one of them. If you have the time and energy to do 2, that is great. If you only have the time to do 1, that is awesome too, as long as you're just doing it to the best of your ability. Come up with a plan. We talked about our social media plan. Stay consistent, try and post at least every other day or twice a week. Just stay consistent. Don't go, weeks or months without posting. Don't forget to participate, interact with other people, like, comment, engage. Always post a picture. I know I've seen this a few times where, people just post, especially on Facebook. Instagram, you have to post a picture, but Facebook, they just post out, league dates coming up or coming soon, and there's no picture. That will easily get lost in the shuffle with people scrolling. So you always want to post a picture. Video is king. Again, everyone loves video. It always gets a ton of traction and interaction. So if you can, try and post videos here and there. This doesn't mean you have to post them every week. I don't post them every week, but just know when you do, you get a lot more engagement. And research ideas. A lot of us are on social media throughout the day anyway, even if it has nothing to do with work. But if you see a fun post by somebody that has nothing to do with tennis, what I do usually is if I see something, I will take a picture of it. I'll leave it in my photo album, and I think, okay, how can I turn this and use it for USTA Georgia. I do that all the time. Or if there's another section that's post something great, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to take that and use it for myself. It is not stealing. You can just spin it however it works for you. And I please do that with all of ours. If you want to take all of our ideas or USTA Georgia's ideas that we have, that's just more content. And above all, have fun. With all of my social media, I try and have the most fun possible. Does it work all the time? Do I get a lot of engagement? Definitely not, but I'm still having fun and I'm figuring out what works. So that's the only thing that I want you guys to do, is that social media is supposed to be fun, informative, and just engaging. So hopefully I didn't overwhelm you. Hopefully you got a few more ideas and some tips and some content that you can use. And then we'll just end with any more questions or concerns from you guys.
Don't be shy.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. It's like I forget to unmute and I'm like chatting away. So I just have a question. Like, I know that you said, content is important, and we've been trying to be consistent with our social media page. Our engagement was really low for the last year. And so for the month of May, I increased our posting and posted literally every day. And we've finally gotten our engagement up, to a decent amount.
Yeah.
But it's like I kind of blew my wad on May because I literally posted every day. And so I'm out of like creative things.
Okay.
Like,
so, and throughout the month of, so were you using May because it was National Tennis Month, or did you just randomly pick May, and what were you posting every day? Was it?
Well, so it was kind of both. I mean, I picked May because it was National Tennis Month, but then we also did a National Tennis Month giveaway. Mm-hmm. And so we did, we asked everybody to submit a short video on why they played tennis or why tennis was important to them. And we were going to pick one and give them a gift card. For the first 10 days of May, we literally had nobody participate. And it's like, it's a free gift card, people. I mean, a 10-second video for $50. And it's like crickets. Oh, let me turn my video on so y'all can, and so then I would actually go to the courts and say to people, can I record you? Can I, you want to give me your spiel? And so we actually, so I recorded several people and posted those on our Facebook page. Yeah. I asked board members and didn't get responses from board members. And so it's kind of.
I will say that when it comes to the video, either video or picture requesting it is really difficult. You physically have to go and be like, hey, I'm going to take a video of you. I'm going to post it on our social. So don't get discouraged, because it happens with us as well. If I say, oh, send in a picture, we'll get 0.
Right. So you actually go to the court and take pictures, and that's what you use for your social media. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then you just so do you just come up with the captions on your own then for?
I do. Yeah. And like I said, a lot of the times the research part of it is when I'm scrolling through social media and I just I see other people's ideas. Like if I'm fresh out of ideas, I just go to social media and say, what is everyone else doing? What are other CTAs doing? What are other sections doing? And if you guys don't follow some of the other sections, like obviously follow USTA Southern, but USTA New England is a good one. Texas, Middle States. I'm trying to think of the ones that I follow that always produce pretty good content. So if you're ever struggling, and I know it's like stealing, it's really not stealing. I would just borrow what they're doing because it works.
Well, so then that was kind of my other thing. Like, I was the one who asked about the question about doing Canva. So could you do maybe more than just Canva, maybe do some other ones? I tried to use Canva one day. I think after maybe you had suggested it, maybe even last year at the state, after the state tournament. And it was so overwhelming. I don't know if it's just they're not very user friendly. I don't know if, I mean, I have zero experience with like Publisher or, you know, Photoshop or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like Canva, and there's the other one, Vista Create. Adobe sometimes I use, and then Publisher I do not use, but
okay,
definitely Canva I feel is going to be the one that's going to be the most beneficial, even though it's kind of like in your face. There's so many, and I think that's why it's so intimidating, because there's so much you can do. But yeah, I like the idea of just doing a tutorial and just going through all this different parts. I can definitely do that.
Because like, so one of the things that I want to do is like the end of July, there's a National Friendship month, or it's National Friendship Day. And so it's like, okay, I want to do a post where people drop their, you know, picture with their doubles partner or whatever. But then it's like, I don't really exactly know, do I like create a flyer for that and ask them to drop their picture? Do I post a picture of that with the caption, you know, give us your.
Yes. So what you do, you can either, again, if you want to go in Canva, you can either, or definitely email me. If you guys ever need help with stock photos, like, hey, I just need a random photo, stock photos, let me know. And I can provide that. Or, you know, use your volunteers and be like, just doing like a high five, or, you know, a picture with someone with their arm around them, or just any picture like that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Or
so when you go to the courts to take pictures, do you ask people to do posed pictures, or do you just take random without them necessarily knowing that you're there?
No, you should definitely let them know that you're there taking pictures, and let them know like, hey, I'm here, who you are, who you're like, with the CTA you're with, I'm here, I want to take pictures for our social media. Can I get a quick picture of you guys? And usually they're like, oh yeah, no problem. I mean, people love it. They will, for 9 times, they usually don't say no. But yeah, please make sure that you tell them what you're doing. You just don't want to take pictures and just slap them on social media, because some people they're super sensitive to that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Lindsey had a couple of things in the comments. Beth Monahan said, just a Canva suggestion, play on Canva and Google how to do things. There are really easy YouTube videos on how to use the frames and different techniques. And then Karen Freilich also mentioned that Unsplash is a good site for free photos. Ooh. They just asked to include a photo credit.
Okay, thank you, Karen. I have not heard of Unsplash. That's a good one. And yes, Beth, thank you. Yeah. Sometimes the best way, even though it's intimidating sometimes, but Canva, just go through and play with it. I mean, you will learn. And I have to Google things all the time. I Google things all the time. I do not know sometimes. And I'm like, I'm Googling, how do you do this on Canva? Like, oh yeah, I'm right there with you. So those are two good tips. Thank you, guys.
Anybody else? Lindsey, any last words of inspiration?
No, please just utilize me. I know we always say that, and it tends to go over people's heads, but if you ever have an issue, a question, if you need to just set up a Zoom call or a call itself and need ideas, social media ideas, content ideas, I am here for you guys and will help with everything, because I love doing this stuff and I love being creative and coming up with new and fun ways to promote tennis. So please just use me to the best of your ability.
Hey, Lindsey, it's Beth. I have a quick question. Just on some of the content, like I saw you'd used one with like Djokovic and stuff like that. So there's no issues with getting like using someone's likeness or anything like that. I never knew, you know.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do something and I'm like, wow, are we going to get in trouble for using that?
Yeah, we probably should. And I don't tend to use a lot of the professional photos. That's probably one of the only ones that I have done, and nobody is coming after me. So That's probably not the best way to promote it, but I guess.
No,
if you do
no,
it
we
like-
could always ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
just
but
wondering- I was
no.
just wondering that part. That was the only thing that sometimes I've been hesitant about doing things like,
Yeah.
you know, congratulating Rafa for winning the French Open or something like that. Like, are we allowed to do that?
Right.
I know we did like Coco Gauff because she's from Atlanta, so it was perfect
Right.
for that. But
Yeah. Yeah. And if anything like that, like congratulating, I would definitely, wherever you see it, I would just reshare that, like share that on your Facebook or Instagram, because that way those people are still getting the credit and you're still reposting it on yours for everyone
well,
else.
the Coco Gauff one we did ourselves just because it was, you know, she was.
Oh,
born
right.
here.
Right.
Right. But okay, so we can do the other ones. All right. I just wanted to, I wasn't sure on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else? All right, Lindsey, thank you so much. Great information. Thank all of you for being a part of the presentation today. I thrown it out in the chat real quick, but I hope you didn't try to take notes on other slides. A lot of them have some really great detailed information, but this video, the presentation slide, and then the templates that Lindsey mentioned, we're gonna have those posted on the website. So once they are up, I will send you all an email letting you know. So feel free to share that link with other people who weren't able to be on the call, or other board members or whoever, so they can view it as well. So next week will be our final session of our second series, and that's going to be focused on succession planning. So please make sure to join us next Wednesday at noon. I hope everyone has a great week, and take care. Thank you all.